Okay, so everyone has been talking about this red table talk and giving their criticism, scrutinizing, and damn near crucifying Will and Jada for the marriage and relationship that they have. Today I'm gonna do a reaction video. I have not fully watched the interview/intervention yet, but I will do so right here on camera so I can get a full, authentic reaction of myself and give my commentary on what I think, my beliefs, and therefore enjoy. So, like most people, unfortunately, I formed an opinion based off of the one-sided story off of August Alsina's perspective, and of course the rumors that were already circulating about their alleged relationship. So now I'm going to get like some real in-depth detail based off that of the actual couple, Will and Jada. So, as most things, when collecting the tea, it requires a cocktail or two, or a bottle of wine in my case. So, cheers to the tea sipping. Here goes nothing.
Red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And
her saying someone made a statement for her that was not a statement she made, that's basically Alcia, August, however we gonna refer to him, that's that pillow talk. That's when the pillow talk leaves the pillow and it goes into the world. He's speaking from a hurt angle. And I must admit, we gotta give Will his kudos, because to be able to sit at a table across from your accuser or across from the person that hurt you, scolded you, abused you, got you looking stupid as fuck in the streets, it takes a lot of restraint, growth, and maturity not to leap across that table on her ass. And I'm mighty shocked and very impressed.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yes.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We've specifically never said anything.
See, take a chapter out of that book. When he said that we purposely didn't say anything to the media, we purposely didn't talk about what we were going through in our relationship, that's because that's what you're supposed to do when you have a relationship. You keep that shit at the house, okay? Y'all like to be out there fighting y'all man, fighting y'all girl in the street. You supposed to kick ass at the house. Keep it private. Continue. Just in the first, what we at, 17 seconds of this, I'm very impressed with the maturity levels of both of them. Because to be able to go out, you're a public figure, so to be able to go out in the world and admit your faults, admit your wrongs, and just be so vulnerable and expose yourself to so much criticism, not even needed criticism, because y'all should give two shits about what somebody got to say about y'all relationship, y'all marriage. But just to expose yourself like that, I think it's very big, very noble of you. You didn't have to do this, but you chose to do it, so thumbs up to you.
Coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't...
Now, Jada, you know, Will tried to keep it general and say that you guys brought it to the table because you guys felt like you needed to speak out on behalf of your own relationship. But when you redirected this and said, oh, you know, because people's feelings were involved, that look on Will's face was like, look now, I'm doing crowd control, but you're not going to expose me again to these people and make it seem like you still got feelings for this man in public. I mean, that's what I read off his face, because that's what the fuck I would have been feeling. So, I mean, see, Jada's still out here trying to spare August Alsina's feelings, which I get because you were in a relationship or whatnot. But when you chose to stay in your marriage, all feelings are off the table for that man. Sorry, Kiki Palmer voice, sorry to that man. It's no way in hell I'm gonna be sitting next to my man, my husband, after all this stuff we done been through, and still be sympathetic to the man who I was dating while I was in my marriage. Absolutely not. I'm just gonna co-sign what my man say. That if he say, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be like, yeah, nah, that's what it was. Yeah, you got to co-sign, baby.
You know, and I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah.
I mean, when you consider something private, you need to make sure all parties involved consider it private. Because clearly the only ones who thought that y'all relationship or entanglement is trending, the only people that felt like it was private was you and Will, because your third party, which is your August in July, did not agree with you. He felt like this wasn't private. This was his out. But okay.
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their
And Black Twitter get y'all every time.
But, you know, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent.
The fact that Jada had to say, you know, she felt like it was her job, like her duty to be transparent. That's actually very unfortunate that you feel like, you know, what's going on in your life, because you are a public figure, everything in your life, every aspect of your life has to be so public. Like, I actually sympathize with them, and I think that's very sad, because when you're going through something, you know, certain things you just want to remain personal and private, but unfortunately, all parties involved didn't handle it the same way. And the fact that she felt like she had to do it this way, is so unfortunate, because, you know, this is her husband. This isn't like some rumor boyfriend. You know, it's not like both of them, Will and August Alsina, were her rumor boyfriends. Like, Will Smith is her family. This is a man she has been with for like 20 plus years. She has children with, businesses with. Like, they are an entity. Like, you can't say one without the other type of thing. So I just really feel like it's so sad that whatever role you chose to take on as far as your occupation, that it consumes your whole life. And I just really don't think that's fair. I mean, I just really sincerely think that it's so unfortunate that you just can't live your truth in private. But I guess it comes with the territory.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Will was done with the small talk. At that point, Will was like, you made a fool of me. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Your ass sitting at your own table today. I felt that. Will said, so what happened? That's me. I'm not with all that small talk. We're here for a reason. Let's get to the damn point of why I'm here. I don't want to talk about nothing else. The build up, I'm done with the build up. We had time after your boyfriend did his interview to build up to this. Like, let's talk now.
Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends.
She gave me too many really, really to describe the type of friendship they had. We became really, really good friends. At this age, when I really, that's friends with benefits. We were, you know, we're doing things that me and my homegirls not doing. I mean,
him just needing some help, you know. Me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Aug first came around, he was really.
Well, you did not just say his nickname on this damn interview. We wouldn't have had no ties of any form of a friendship. He would have been August Alsina, full name.
Sick.
He was really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And
that makes that to me, that makes this even a little more sketch as far as the intentions of Jada, only because you guys are saying that you introduced him into your family because you were trying to be a pillar of good health. You were trying to help him through his hard times. And I understand having a big heart and having a kind heart, but there are some times that you just have to understand a fool is a fool. And you guys played the fool in this role. From my understanding, neither one of you has a degree in any type of psychological degrees or any type of doctor degrees. Like, from my knowledge, I could be wrong. Maybe I have to Wikipedia this, but I never knew that neither Jada nor Will were any type of psychiatrist or any form of a physician to help anyone with any type of nervous breakdowns, suicidal traits, or any of those things. So when you guys are saying that you welcomed him into your home because he was going through so much, and you wanted to just all the different resources you had and the different outlets you had to help him, I'm not really understanding. Like, were those your genuine means of involving him in your life, or was it like you saw a sick puppy, let's bring him in the shelter and just use and abuse him? Like, I'm not really understanding. It's just very interesting to me because I'm trying to make it make sense in my mind as far as the base of how this friendship started. So it just sounds like it was a charity case type of thing. Not saying that you guys were like outsourcing for some type of clout. It wasn't like a clout chasing thing. But you guys are saying that you wanted to help him. Why not just send him off to some type of facility and let some professionals deal with him? Because bringing him into your home, he ended up into the bed. I mean, you guys got a little more involved than just in his mental. It became like physically involved. And yeah, I mean, I always help the homeless, but I don't bring none to my house. And I mean, I help them find shelter and seek shelter. I don't provide them with my bed and my body warmth to keep them warm at night.
No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
Help pull him through. And from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though.
Yeah.
Marriages have that.
That Philly came out of him. That Philly came out of Will ass. He wasn't the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air no more. He remember where he was from. He was, I was done with your ass. I just want to make that clear. He didn't make that clear for her. He wasn't saying that for her ears. He was saying that for our ears. Yeah, and I was done with your ass. So he's letting y'all know. She ain't made me look like no fool because I was already out the door. So, this shit is getting pretty interesting.
We basically, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well,
Okay, so I'm going to pause right there, and this is on a non-comical note. I do feel like those breaks are necessary if you are in a marriage, only because, forever is a very long time. And you do need those times to remind yourself it is unfortunate, but I do believe that you need those times to reevaluate and redefine who you are in your relationship, outside of your relationship. Sometimes breaks are necessary in order to fully gain happiness back into your love life. So, I mean, that's not necessarily bad.
well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. And one thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, that's just a bit much. I feel like you really went hard to clarify that you were the boss. Nobody gonna tell you what to do. That's a bit much. And it's just like, at this moment when you're sitting in front of your husband, I mean, that's kind of tough. you really trying to preach it to yourself. I feel like her saying it out loud was trying to gain control. Because that's like a person that's losing at a game or losing in an argument. They'll blurt out, just cruel slurs and cruel verbiage at you in order to try to gain leverage and win. So her trying to clarify, the only person that can provide or the only person that can say yay or nay is me or whatever. I mean, at that point, it's a leverage thing. I don't think Will even gave it that much thought to be like, girl.
Which he's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table, and you brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of...
So this is the point where I feel like Will is tired of all the sugarcoating. He's tired of all the flair and the glitter, and he is going from sugar to shit. Like, come on. It is what it is. Let's call it what it is. Let's clarify that we were separated and that you had a relationship. And I think to me, it looked like Will was more hurt that it was a full-blown relationship because they were never divorced. Like, they never, from my understanding, they never really took the necessary steps to get completely divorced. So it was like there was still hope on both ends for them to be back together. They were just taking their time to just figure things out. And it just looks like Will was very hurt to know that she had a full relationship. A full relationship. So the question is, are there boundaries to separation? We got to call a spade a spade. And when it comes to these separations, because there are many of single women that meet these married men that are separated, and they're looking for like a good time and things like that. But a lot of those good times do manifest and turn into full-blown relationships. So my question is to the married people out there, if when you're married and you do hit a marker in your relationship, a hurdle in your relationship where you feel like a separation is needed, what are the requirements and what are the regulations of your separation? Is there to be only a sexual relationship? Is there to be no intimacy? Are dates involved? Are you fully back living the life of a single person? I need answers. As Jada talks about like what really drew her to August, it definitely sounds like he really got caught up in the middle of her trying to fix herself. And it's so unfortunate because I feel like his feelings were on the line. And not to say she tried to use him, but I feel like in her subconscious mind, that's what ended up happening. Because she talks about how, she found him and he was so broken and so abused and so this and going through so many things. And she also has went through things in her life as well. So opposed to her addressing the issue she needs to fix within herself, she chose to fix someone else. So it's just like trying to outsource the healing of yourself. And it's so unfortunate that happens so much in life. So many women and men included, when you get into a relationship, you're looking open and ready for love. You're ready to receive it, give it, and be receptive of it. And it really truly sucks because, she is so damaged internally from her past that in order to just face reality, face your truth, and deal with what you need to deal with head on, you rather do fix it projects. You rather just help someone else, mend someone else, opposed to mending yourself. And that is such a toxic trait. When it comes to relationships, men and women alike, we deal with this. You're always ready. You're so ready to be loved, give love, and all of those things. But those people that you are ready to give yourself to are so toxic. They demonstrate such toxic traits because they're dealing with things internally that they have never sought healing from. They have never allowed themselves to properly heal. That's why it's so important to heal before you get into another relationship. When Jada said that August Alsina had basically cut all ties with her, I feel like that is, if no one takes anything from this, that's the one thing people need to take from what happened to them. When people are so toxic, and I'm speaking on the angle of August Alsina taking the initiative to cut ties because he was tired of his feelings being hurt. I guess from how I take it, he presented to her that, he wanted something more than she was willing to offer, because I don't think that lady was leaving her husband. And he saw that it was just going to be basically this little kitty shit that he didn't want no more. He had to leave. That is what people need to take from this. Everyone is like, ha ha ha, and they thought they were such a perfect couple. Oh, look at their flaws. No, you need to be appreciative of them showing you some of these things. It's about taking back your power. It's about gaining control of the situation. Because if you are seeing that you're falling so deep for a person, because they clearly invested years of their time into each other, and with years invested, I'm sure love at some point had hit the surface. So when you're seeing that you're putting so much of yourself into a person that's not even willing to give you a quarter of that back in return, they're not willing to do the same amount of sacrifice that you're willing to put in, you have to leave. Why sit there and keep enduring it for more years, more time, to ultimately have nothing? To have nothing at the end of the day. August Alsina knew that this lady was going to stay with her husband and her family. So the only healthy thing for him was to leave. A lot of you need to leave. A lot of you need to leave too. You're not getting half of what he was getting. You need to leave.
I will definitely say it's just part of it. If you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime,
25 years and counting.
We ride together,
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
And that's what y'all ass need to understand. I was seeing so many comments from men that were like, oh, that's why I would never get married, XYZ. Yeah, that's why you should never get married. Because if you feel like a marriage is, soon as some shit get rough, you gotta exit, that was never for you. You didn't have the core value for it. It was not meant for you. You did not have the drive, the passion, or the strength for it. So therefore, you should have left. When you enter in a marriage, you have to understand you take vows. And if you take vows serious, it's through better or for worse. It's not when shit get rocky. Like she said, when you expect to be with someone for life. Yeah, when it's marriage, you are saying to death do us part. This is the person that you are going to entrust your whole life with. Everything, with your finances, your dreams, your hopes, your family. A lot of you can barely commit to a video game console. Some of you can't even commit to that. Some of you can't commit to a filter on fucking Instagram. So when it comes to relationships, you have to understand that relationships is a test of your value. A relationship tests what you believe in. A relationship tests where you're trying to go in life. You pick that person that you want to be your forever because you see them elevating you to every level, every dream, every hope that you have ever set for yourself, every goal. And you see that goal being achieved with that person. So for you that cannot, you see what they're going through as a safe goal or an out or a reason to rationalize why you don't want to ever get married, or to rationalize why you're such a toxic person in your relationships, then I'm glad you got to see this happen, so to stay completely away. Because it's not always going to be unicorns and rainbows. And to be honest, this definitely just further demonstrates and shows you how much of a disposable society and generation we live in. Everything is so disposable. Everyone wants things so instant. Like, no one is willing to put up a fight and put in the work. The same amount of effort we put into canceling out people and things on social media, we need to put that same amount of effort when it comes to our own self, our own love, our own energy, and the aura of ourselves. We need to keep that energy going. If you know that you are a loving and nurturing person by nature, that is just you, that's a trait that you can't stray away from, that is just who you are, then do not settle for anyone, anything, or any place that does not add complete value to you, does not make you feel like you are the creme de la creme. If you're coming across people that don't have your same interests or values, you have to exit. In my opinion, anyone that wants to cut and run at the first sign of trouble or turbulence in any form of a relationship or marriage must remain single. Single as fuck has to be your motto for at least life, because you're not mentally ready to just be vulnerable. Like, when you enter a relationship, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. Shit is going to happen. Things are going to happen. No one is perfect. No relationship is perfect. And we saw that with the so-called perfect couple. And I still feel like they have a perfect relationship, because to be able to admit your flaws, admit where you're not happy, admit where we need help, admit that we can love each other from a distance, I think that's such a beautiful thing. So before we throw rocks and stones at their relationship because it's non-traditional of what we consider traditional, take a lesson from it. Take a message from it. Understand that with all things, there has to be compromise, there has to be understanding, and there has to be love in order to power it.
You don't really know how much somebody loves you until you're on a battlefield together. Because here's the deal. Can someone only love you when things are going well? Can someone's love for you trump a difficult moment that might be going on between the two of you? Or is that when the real one stands up? And that's the one that decides they want to cut you off or be covert. What happened to all the love then? Yeah, you don't really know if somebody really loves you until you get into the thick of something. And that's when you know. Because when people are in the fire, that's when the real one shows up.
She did that.
So this was Shameless and 30, the Will and Jada Love Edition. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing in, tuning in. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell another friend. For all my single people out there like myself, still be a hopeless romantic, still be willing to receive all that good loving that's going to come your way, still be optimistic, never change who you are, only change if you are of toxic traits. So be blessed, guys, and it's all love.